five. We got five. Why? All right, I'd like to open meeting number 14 of the Board of Mahoney County Commissioners. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, we want to
Turn your mics on, I guess. Turn off
turn mine on.
I like that. Talking.
You went through all the trouble to put them up, I'm putting them on. Thank you. Well, we thank you here in North Jackson for allowing us to visit your fantastic township hall. You know, in Austin Town, we have the township hall, and North Jackson, we have the township hall, board, we have Taj Mahal. We all have a little different abode. Now I like to give them a hard time, but this is really nice. Really nice. So, thank you very much. Tom, you want to introduce your trustees and Judy, your fiscal officer, and everybody, and see Holden's here?
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks Commissioners, Nancy for coming, Nancy setting it up. I talked to her last year and asked her if the Commissioners would come out, and she said she'd be sure to get you here. So she did, and we appreciate it. You're welcome back anytime. And thanks for all the support you give us. Because without you guys and all the staff of the county, and I'm talking every department, we couldn't function. And I think we have a great relationship and we function very well with all of them. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
I'd like to introduce my colleagues. First of all, we have Trustee Olin Merkelwood, Trustee Alan Hemphill, Fiscal Officer Keith Dunn. And then hiding in the back, where they always do, are the police. We have our police chief, Greg Tyon, and Assistant Police Chief Pete Rossi. And is there anyone else? I don't see him. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Excellent, appreciate it. All right, I'd like to open the meeting with public comments. If anybody would like to address the board, we ask you to keep it 3 minutes. Any public comments? No, I do, you're not on. Sit back down. Okay. All right, seeing none, we'll move on to approval of the previous minutes of board meeting number 13, from Thursday, March 30th, 2017, and approval of bills for payment. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes. Okay, legal notices, jobs and family services.
Maureen Murphy. Good morning, Commissioners and Nancy. This is a legal notice to advertise our request for proposals for transportation for our NET program, our non-emergent transportation, where we provide services for our clients to go to Medicaid approved appointments. We will advertise this on Tuesday, and the opening date for bids will be Wednesday, April 12th.
Okay, motion to approve legal notices.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes. Journal entries.
Motion to approve journal entry number 1.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes. Travel, inspection services.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is a request for travel for 2 of my employees to attend the National Association of County Veteran Service Officers annual training. That's to maintain our credits in order to do VA claims for veterans.
Excellent, thank you. All right, motion to approve travels.
Motion to approve travels 2A.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes. Agreements, JJC.
Good morning, Commissioners. Nancy.
Hey there.
A is an
I didn't
agreement.
see you sneak in there.
We got lost. It took us to a park, so. Took a flag down the alley.
Lord Jackson, just drive down Lonely Avenue.
Big sign we missed, too.
You gotta get off the side of that. You must be hanging out with those Fortunatos.
He's like a Striders. Anyway, A is an agreement Redlich, one of our vehicles needs the transmission and torque converter replaced. B is an agreement with Homes for Kids. This is a joint with CSB. It's for crossover youth for assessments, and that's for kids that touch both systems. C and D are for wraparound facilitation. One is for Trumbull, one is for Ashtabula. They're both part of a regional reclaim initiative that we are part of with the Department of Youth Services. So, thank you.
Okay, Jen, can you explain to us what a torque converter is? Jen, I'll bet 2/3 of the people in this room know what a torque converter is.
I changed my own air filter recently.
On your furnace at home, I'm sure.
It was in my van.
So you didn't know the furnace had an air filter, right?
No, I can do that one too, though.
Okay. Thanks, Jen. Okay, jobs and family.
Commissioners, this is an amendment with four transportation providers. We're just extending their contract for 2 months while we request the proposal for transportation.
Thanks. OMB grants.
To that being, I can stand up now, thank you so much. This is addendum to the subsidy grant agreement with the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction to accept additional amount of money. This is for the CCAA.
Thanks. Prosecutors, G&H. We should cross those off again, says it show up. Agreement with Mahoney County Board of Developmental Disabilities to provide legal services, the amount of $98,196.50 from April 1, 17 to December 31st, 18. G and H prosecutors addendum to the original agreement with the state of Ohio for the lead system services to include the cost of VPN connection and additional amount of $15 per month non-general. G and H. I, recycling, Lou.
Morning, Commissioners.
Warren.
This is in regards to our school fiber program. The original resolution capped the contract at a dollar amount instead of reflecting it as an estimate. We're requesting to amend it by $2,300 so we can close out 2016.
Okay. Thanks, Lou. Okay, motion to approve agreements.
Motion to approve agreements, letters A through I.
Roll call.
Commissioner Middy? Yes. Commissioner Traficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Rizzo?
Yes. Resolutions.
Motion to approve resolutions, number 1, additions.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Middy?
Yes.
Commissioner Traficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Rizzo?
Yes. Okay, record of bids, sanitary.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. A is the record of bids for the upgrades to the Boardman wastewater treatment plant. This is the Phase 1 process that is being funded by the USDA. It's part of our 3-phase project that will see the elimination of the Middletown plant, the building of a regional pumping station, what we call the 5 Points area, and then ultimately the improvements to the Boardman treatment plant, which will accept all the new flow from the Middletown. And the second one is for chemicals that are used at the Neander wastewater plant. These are chemicals that are used as part of the treatment process. These are caustic soda and ferric chloride. Both of these bids are being reviewed and recommendations will be submitted to the Commissioners.
Okay. Well, for some reason, ferric chloride, drinking water grade just doesn't go along, When it says caustic soda and ferric chloride.
This is wastewater.
Drinking water grade.
This is after you've used the water.
It sounds like we're in Detroit or wherever it was.
Flint.
Flint. My father was born in Flint.
I'm from Flint, unfortunately.
Motion to approve record of bids.
Motion to approve record of bids, A and B.
So first, roll call.
Commissioner Middy?
Yes.
Commissioner Traficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Rizzo?
Yes. Resolution of awards, OMB grants. Where did we get Anna Nelson? Doesn't show up when she's all over the agenda. Give her a hard time.
Yeah, she had
Here?
everything she had to do this
Yeah.
morning, so here I am again. Basically, this is CDBG funding. One is the Austintown is 2016 for resurfacing project to Barracudas Construction Company. And the second one is to award the French Street drainage improvement to Daniel A. Terria, and that's the 2015, and that's in Goshen Township.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Resolution awards.
Motion to approve resolution of awards A and B.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Middy?
Yes.
Commissioner Traficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes. Resolutions, Commissioners purchasing, approval of 3 vouchers for the ORC, Reliable Chemical, Total ID Solutions. Anything to add with those? Audrey? And Commissioners OMB grants.
This was me, this one isn't grants. And actually, Susan also, this is basically for Memorial Day. There's an amount for Ohio Revised Code that the commissioners can provide to the various veterans organizations. And this is submitted by the Veterans Office, and this happens every year.
Okay, C, we want Tom to read that one?
This is basically one of the reasons why we're out here today, and this is in regards to a district tip in Jackson Township. And I really want to recognize some of the people who actually worked on this. If we didn't get anybody, but I would like anybody from the Port Authority, of course, to stand, Auditor's Office, Sanitary, and County Engineer's Office, Jackson Township. That basically all these individuals worked together. The trustees came to the commissioners in conjunction with the County Engineer's Office in order to do a district tip in this area. Basically, I'd like Tom maybe to get up and speak a little bit about that. And they also have, the first project is going to be a local match that the township is doing, and the tip will help with that project. You want to say a little bit on that?
Sure. Judy told me I have to use the microphone. I don't know if I should, but, I'll go for it.
Just carry the whole thing
Just, we had approached the county, and we had done a lot of talking about it in our area. Looking at what it's done in Austin Town with the Racino, the amount of roads that they were able to dig, we saw that as perhaps a plus for Jackson Township. Also, with all the industrial area that we have, and we've eliminated our tax abatement out here, so now that will generate more taxes for the area. We felt that we were a prime example of someone who could have a TIF district. And the engineer's office, I know they do all they can for us. They're dealing with almost 500-mile road and probably 100 less employees than they had 20 years ago, handling the same amount of roads with a lot less budget, because we have less people. Did I hear that right, Pat? Okay. But it's the truth. And so we feel this is going to be a huge help for us. In addition, we have an industrial park that the township is responsible for repaving. And now having TIF money, we have an income source, a revenue stream to keep those roads in place. And we parlay that with some grants, which we are doing in the industrial park. And so we'll see our industrial park repaved this year, thanks to the TIF money. And it's not going to come from the pockets of the residents of Jackson Township. And that's what we're most proud of. So, any questions on why or anything why we wanted to do? No? Did I explain it okay, Audrey?
You did.
Thank you.
And so that everyone knows, this is a 50% TIF with 10 years. And it passes. Say anything in regards to it?
Well, I don't have anything prepared. What the TIF has done for us, it's not just for roads either, it's for roads and sanitary source, so it's infrastructure improvements. Austin Town's a good example. We've got several road projects completed, several in the works, some in design. The Meridian Road Corridor is a great example. Currently, we have 2 sections that are going to be under construction this year. Roughly $5.5 to $6 million worth of work, and the local match for us is coming strictly from the Racino TIF, so it's not going to cost our department budgetary monies per se. It's coming from the TIF revenues, so it certainly helped us out with getting some projects done that we need to. As everybody knows, like Tom said,
We have 485 miles of roads to take care of, almost 300 bridges, 3,000 culverts. We have the same budget primarily that we had 20 years ago. We're actually about 110 employees fewer than we had 20 years ago. So as inflation goes up and our budget remains stagnant, it makes it harder for us to do the things we need to do. So by getting creative and doing different things like TIFs and using that money as our local match, it stretches our dollars. So we're going to turn the Racino money hopefully into $20 to $30 million worth of improvements from $6 to $7 million worth of TIF revenues.
Sir, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah,
All the
thank
work
you.
you've done with Jackson?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. I want to thank the Jackson Township trustees and Judy Patton, the fiscal officer, and I want to thank you, Commissioners, and Pat Genetti for working together to create a new vision, and that's not easy to do. It took us a while. We know that some of the abatements that went toward economic development came at a cost for the township, and that cost was a little too much. And so we found this TIF arrangement to be a good solution because it promotes economic development on the one side, and it helps the township roads and sewers and so forth on the other side. So it's a win-win for the township and for economic development, and it doesn't come at a significant cost to the school districts and the general fund. And we've sat with the schools, and you know, the schools are the most important tool for economic development because that creates talent. We wanted to make sure that their interests are preserved and promoted, and so the trustees were very careful to do that, and I'm really proud of them for having done it right, and I think that this is a great solution for the township and the county.
Thank you, sir. Just for, generic explanation of the TIF is basically, it only encompasses new tax dollars. All the current tax dollars that are being paid are distributed in the exact same formula they are today. And with new development in the TIF district, with the new gas station and the new businesses that go up there, what happens is new tax dollars being paid are divided differently. 15% goes in the exact same formula that it did before. The business still pays 100% of their taxes, but how the new tax dollars are distributed is 50% of it goes in the exact same formula it did before, through the schools, the township and county, the same distribution. But the other 50% goes into the TIF and is used for infrastructure and for roads and different projects that directly lead up to the corridor of the new development. So what that does is that generates new monies for Jackson Township that are in that TIF district that the engineer can work with and the trustees can work with to try and make sure that money gets utilized for roads and infrastructure. So the new money goes in that manner. Yeah.
Hey, Dave, one thing to mention too, this isn't going to fix everything. It's a step in the right direction, but it's certainly not enough money to fix all the infrastructure. And the TIF is designated to a specific area, so the money can't be used anywhere we want. So that's one thing to keep in mind.
Right, right. Thanks, Pat. Okay, appreciate all that. And Tom, you and the trustees and Judy and everybody for all your hard work and what you did to get rid of really the abatements and bring in the TIF to generate more money, for your community. So thank you very much.
Thank you guys for your support on it.
Absolutely. Okay, D, engineers.
Commissioners, this is a resolution of necessity to purchase hot mix asphalt from 4 cooperative purchasing vendors through the Ohio Department of Transportation. This is our hot mix that we'll use for pothole repairs and our patch paving that we do internally.
Thank you. Human resources. Audrey, you're just everything today. You're so good.
Okay. This is a resolution approving the memorandum of understanding with the Department of Job and Family Services and Ohio Council 8 of ASME, AFL-CIO, Local 2001.
Excellent, thanks. Jobs and family.
I just want to mention this appointment of the clerical specialist / courier is in the child support agency.
Okay, thank you. OMB grants, Sheriff.
Good morning, everyone. This is a grant that we secured with DNR to control the waters of Vernon Lake for the year 2017. And this grant is in the amount of $34,541.81 with a 25% match.
Good, thank you. Okay, motion to approve.
Motion to approve resolutions, letters A through G.
Second. Commissioner Middy O'Geady? Yes. Commissioner Traficant?
Yes.
Commissioner Claypool?
Yes. Okay, Tom, since you introduced all of your associates and corporate partners, I'm going to have all of ours go down the line. And Audrey, everyone knows that you're the executive director for the commissioner, Audrey Tillis, and she's in charge of everything. So you basically make Audrey responsible for everything. She takes good care of it. Bill, want to keep us going?
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Bill Coleman. I'm the office manager for the Sanitary Engineering Department.
Ralph, you're the king of this area. You know, you're only a stone throws away.
I have 30 minutes prepared.
Please use the microphone.
I just want to thank everyone having here today. And again, the trustees and Judy that took tenacity, took foresight, and broke planning. I think this is a really elegant solution to the problem. Thank you.
And can I interject that Ralph deserves a lot of credit too for crunching the numbers and getting everybody comfortable with everything, and your staff has been so excellent.
Thank you.
Seeing the problems before there's a problem and solving them. Yeah.
Sarah, you might as well introduce yourself.
Right
Back to you.
Sarah Loud, West Virginia Report Authority. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Wait, who's hiding back there? Lou, come on. It's Pat, you know,
I'm Lou Vega with the Green Team, and it's that time of the season again where all of our special event drives are coming up, electronics, appliance, household hazardous waste. That is also coming up on May 20th, Canfield Fairgrounds from 9 to 3. Check our website. Lots more will be added. Lots of activities throughout the summer. Thank you.
Thanks. Jen, you want to, Joe?
Jen Cantor, the juvenile court.
Thought he was
Is it
warning
me?
me.
I'm sorry. That's okay. No.
We're just trying to,
Usually we don't.
Pat, we'll let you,
Well, I stood up earlier, so I think I needed to reintroduce myself. Pat Genetti, county engineer, sanitary engineer. Like Lou, this is a special time for us because of the weather changing, all this rain, potholes are coming out everywhere, so be careful, we're doing everything we can, but they do tend to pop up overnight when we get these big rains.
Dennis O'Hara, Director of Lowndes County Emergency Management. As everybody else mentioned, weather, there is some National Weather Service training. It's called Skyborne Training. It's held at Austin Fitch. It will be in 2 weeks, I believe the 19th, 2 weeks from yesterday. It's in the evening, and it's about an hour and a half training from the Weather Service just so they can educate the public on the approaching weather that we're having, but with the difference between funnel clouds and actual tornadoes and so on and so forth. So just wanted to mention that.
Dennis, leave your phone number, because when it snows tomorrow, he's Joe?
Good morning. Fiscal Officer for the Sheriff's Department, Joe Ramirez.
Lori.
Lori.
Good morning. Lori Murphy. I'm an administrator at Job and Family Services, representing Mr. Bush today. How's that?
That's a wonderful thing. We'd much rather have you here than Mr. Bush every day. Sue?
Susan Kravchuk, Executive Director, Mahoney County Veterans Service Commission.
Thank you.
Al.
Okay, who do we?
Make out. Abby Fortunato, Juvenile Court.
Excellent, thank you. All right, who do we miss? Well, I'm going to get Nancy, I'm going to miss Nancy, because we have to make sure we always thank Nancy LaVoy, who's the clerk of the board. She takes great care of us, and she hates it when we point her out. We say her name, and she just, so we have to make sure that we do it all the time so that we get our luck a little bit. All right, well, we introduce everybody. One thing I'd like to say is, before we go on to comments, is that we'd like everybody to keep Dr. Orr, who's our forensic pathologist for the coroner's office, in their prayers. He has some health issues, and him and his family are going through some very, very, very difficult times. So he's got a little 4-year-old daughter. His wife's 38 years old. He's a very young man, and he usually comes to 75% of our commissioners' meetings and updates us on a lot of issues. And he's just a phenomenal individual and an excellent doctor, and has done a great job for Mahoney County for about 10 years. So please keep him in your thoughts and your prayers. Okay, any comments you'd like from any elected officials or department heads, or anybody like to say anything? Pat kind of talked about his potholes and everything. But, Tom, yeah.
Just one thing, since you all came out today, thank you very much. And Judy, our fiscal officer, has provided donuts and coffee for everyone in the back. So we'd like to say we're setting precedents for all commissioners' meetings.
I like that.
I like that. And then everybody help themselves, please.
The grand jury of the commissioners' hearing room where our meetings are used to be every Thursday morning. Well, it's still every Thursday morning. But they had coffee, donuts, pastries, cookies, and we all snuck over there and took it all. So now they moved all the grand jury hearings up to the 4th floor. So when we have our meetings, we can't sneak in there and steal all the donuts and coffee. So
You used to take. We drank coffee.
and the last year of my weight gaining showed that. So anyone else? If not, Carol?
Well, I want to thank Jackson Township for giving us the opportunity to come out here. Congratulations on your new venture, and I think it'll be great. Helps your township, helps the county, brings new business. So I wish you all the luck in the world on that. Hopefully all our townships could see some of that as it starts moving forward, to see that we need to bring business and jobs into our area. I echo Dave with Dr. Orr, keep in your prayers when you go to Mass and during the Easter Vigil. Do that as well. Yeah, I have a great weekend. Look at this. We come to Jackson Township and we're not going to have snow now. It's going to be sunny and 80. What do you think, guys? Sunny and 80?
We can only press for
I did go to the pinwheels for prevention for abuse for children at Boardman Park on Tuesday, I believe it was. And I'll tell you what, they had an excellent speaker. The room was packed with providers and just different things. And this is Prevention Month, telling individuals how to look for that in a child or at school or at the playground, to if you see anything, to report that to Children's Services. They had an excellent, like I said, the speaker was phenomenal, and he is in the Canton area, and was abused as a child himself and put into many foster homes. So, I mean, he was phenomenal. And they had the Workman Jazz Band, and I thought they were,
I saw the kid playing the
oh
guitar.
my God, they were
It was
just the
unbelievable.
greatest band. I told the director, I said, my goodness, I could listen to this all day. But it was a great event. So you have to commend CSB as well as Judge Russo's court and the other courts, juvenile, that all work together to make that happen. So I commend them on this.
Thanks.
Thank you. In addition to what Carol was saying, the commissioners also were the recipient of the Advocacy Award for the Area Agency on Aging. We attended the event, their annual meeting in Seminarils and Niles, and it was very nice. And if you would see the award that we got, it looks like something from the Academy Award. It must weigh 20 pounds. It's like this. And bring it next time. Yeah. And I just want to echo Dave and Carol's sentiments For everybody here, I want to thank the hospitality of the trustees. I've enjoyed coming out here for many, many years and know all of you individually, and Judy's just always there and so nice. And I just want to say, you know what, commend the trustees for how they approach the TIF and how they all get together and they want to work with every part of the community and the government that will best benefit their community, and they have done that. They approach the commissioners, they work with the Port Authority, they work for various things. Pat has laid the groundwork for the TIF, and the Racino basically started all this. And because unfortunately communities our size now are not seeing the revenue streams that we once saw from Washington and the state of Ohio. So we have to take care of ourselves. This is one way to do it. It's not a panacea, as our engineer has said earlier, to cure all of our problems, but it's certainly a start. And it shows that like-minded people can do things when they work together for the betterment of the community. And I think this is a great tool to begin redeveloping our infrastructure until Washington wakes up and understands that, you know, we're the people that put them in, and they should start listening to us and start directing some of those funds back here to our local communities. So I'm very happy as how the trustees have done this, and we look forward to working with you in our venture. And it's nice to see my good friend Olin Harbor Road. When I first started out, Olin was there with me right down the street at Dino's Restaurant. I'm glad to see you're still here, my friend. Thank you.
I would totally agree. I thank Tom and Judy and Olin and Alan for all their hard work, you know, to work together to make this come to fruition with the TIF. It's a great project, and it will absolutely assist them in what they're doing to try and make sure that the roads, the infrastructure is kept up. It's funny, we talk about the TIF in Austin Town. I know that, you know, I spent 20 years in your seat in Austin Town, and corridors that are joined, and worked a lot with, you know, we tend to want to cooperate and move to the west with Jackson Township and do things collectively there with cooperative projects, and always good to work together. The Racino coming in has been a great help to the Austin Town area with the TIF. And yesterday afternoon, I got a phone call from the general manager, Mike Galley, that operates the Austin Town Racino, and he told me that he's finished at the end of April. He's been promoted to run the 2 casinos in Mississippi. And I said, wait a second, I've been to Mississippi. What did you do wrong? That's not a promotion. That is definitely not a promotion. I've been to Tunica, and it's a ghost town. And he said, oh, no, I'm not going to Tunica. He said, I'm going to Biloxi. And so he's going to be operating the casino, one in Biloxi and one in a different area in Mississippi. But there's 2 in Mississippi that he'll be in charge of both of them. And so he's moving on. And I told him, I said, that, do they think that you're a magician, that you turned this, place into such a winner? Because in the past, we always said if they build gambling in Mahoning County, people will support it. And they have, to the tune of, it's not only the #1 racino, the 7 in the state of Ohio, but it's the #1 casino. It does better than the Cincinnati, Columbus, Toledo, and Cleveland casinos, full casinos. And they're in the process of doing another expansion to add machines. So they have built it, and people are coming. Well, they're not going to get table games unless there's a constitutional amendment.
They got my money too. So.
Yeah,
I contribute nicely.
Well, I'm not a slot machine guy. I like to play blackjack, and so I go and enjoy the bands. They've got a great restaurant there. If you don't even gamble, to go eat dinner at. It really is. So well, we thank everybody. We thank all of the commissioner staff and all of North Jackson for being here and for all the great work that they do on behalf of all of us in the community. And just leave it with, please keep Dr. Orr and his family in prayers. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second. Commissioner Middy? Yes. Commissioner Tucker?
Yes.
Commissioner Nichols?
Yes.